Hello and welcome back. Today we are looking at Octavia, so prepare yourself for a bit of a song and a dance because this frame is wacky. Now to actually get this frame you need to do Octavia's Anthem, which is available from Cephalon Samaris in any relay. This will give you the main blueprint, like I said, and the parts for it, such as the chassis, you get from the choral musical note memory puzzle on Lua. The systems blueprint drops from Lua Exterminate Caches, and the neuroptics drops from the Orokin Derelict Survival. You will also need a Manticore, so prepare yourself for that one. It's quite fun, to be honest. This frame does offer a bit more customization because you can actually make your own tune. You might notice I actually have the music and everything muted just because I tried doing it with the music and the entire video was just overpowering and you just sat there listening to the same beat on repeat for like 6 minutes and it drove me insane, so God knows what it does to you guys. Anyway, this frame is actually a bit weird because it's classed as like a support, or a lot of people are saying it's a support, but the support element of it isn't actually that great. However, as a damage dealer, this thing wrecks. The one ability draws enemy fire, well, just general enemy attacks, really, and then it dishes it back out to them depending on how much damage it has absorbed. So in a manner it kind of scales depending on how much damage it's taken. The second ability is a weird rollerball that attaches under Mallet. You can see it there flying around, and this basically causes enemies to chase it. So they're running around trying to catch it, trying to shoot it, and all they're doing is hurting themselves. It's quite funny. The third ability is that weird pulsating thing you can see from me. Now this is actually the buff. If you shoot things to the beat, it gives you multi-shot, but not by much. If you stab things to the beat, it gives you increased attack speed, but not by much. It passively gives you an increase in armor, but not by much. And if you crouch to the beat, it sends you invisible. That's the only thing out of it that I actually find genuinely useful. But hey, that's just me. The fourth ability is weird. It basically amplifies everything. Like it buffs everything, and it's that weird stuff you can see on the floor. It looks like your Windows media player screen thing goes absolutely mental. Now there are two ways you can actually play this frame that I have found. I've got one build that's a balance build, but everything's like 130% and up, apart from duration that's like 183, and it duration's kind of the big one really, because otherwise your abilities just end before it does anything, particularly your one ability, because the moment it ends and you recast it, it's basically starting its damage retaliation from scratch. So you need it out there for a decent-ish length of time for it to actually be effective. Now the second build I've got basically ignores any form of power strength. I'm using overextended and I've not tried to counteract it with anything. And this basically means that the charm radius of the second ability and the attraction radius of drawing all the enemy fire in of the one ability is at max, because I'm using max range, ironically. And this basically means that in a room this size, or even the simulacrum, which I'm now showing, it covers everything. Now what I'm actually going to show here is the actual power of it. So this is 6 Eximus Corpus Tex at level 145. I'm just going to remove the Arctic Eximus shield thing and let my ability do the rest. And they don't even last that long, they die pretty quick. And once you go to the normal ones, even at level 145, so non-Eximus, they just outright fail completely. It's over in seconds. It's not even worth actually showing the clip, but it's just hilarious. Now once you get to armoured enemies, this does sort of draw back a little bit because you're just sort of doing their base damage back at them with a little bit of a multiplier, but it's not enough to bite through that armour. As you can see, big numbers, or a lot of numbers, but I'm not really doing anything and I'm basically just hanging around to die. The way to counteract this is with my second build. What I've actually got here is 10 heavy gunners, 10 bombards, both corrupted at level 145, and they're all chasing my 1 and 2 ability. They get a little bit of damage taken back from it, and I can just sit here without a care in the world because they're not going to attack me. They're too busy trying to find their friggin' balls. Quite literally, the ball I've put down, they're trying to find it. and I can literally just go to town on them with my oh my god, as it is now brilliantly called. So yeah, or if I really wanted, I can sit there and do some crack shots with my pistol, just because that's just even more funny. However, the catch to this is once the ball runs out, they go back to shooting you or each other because I've got radiation on my sentinel, which is a bit useful, to be honest. I recommend it. So tip really for him is always have your 1 and 2 ability up, otherwise his survivability hits the floor. Right, so first build is Energy Siphon, because he's a caster frame, Powder of Vitality, Streamline Stretch, Intensify, Prime Continuity, Prime Flow, Constitution, and Energy Conversion, just to get a little bit more power strength in there. I only really tend to use it for the one ability. The second build is Energy Siphon, Cunning Drift, Vitality, Streamline, Stretch, Overextended, Prime Continuity, Prime Flow, Constitution, and Lightning Dash, because as a crowd control frame I find having more mobility is helpful. Thanks very much for watching, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.